Aloha, I'm Daynin Dashefsky, and joining me today is Misty Davidson with Impact Jiu-Jitsu in Clackamas, Oregon. Clackamas, Oregon. So we're going to show today what move?
Kimura from the guard.
Kimura from the guard. So we're going to start here. Now, like any position, we want to make sure we start in a really good position. And we don't want to be lazy and just start attacking something before we're ready. We want to make sure step by step everything is solid. Then we have a higher chance of succeeding, right? So, like most upper belts and people who know what they're doing, they're never going to put their hands on the mat. So it's going to be really hard for me. She's just too strong and I'm not going to be able to do that. So I want to make sure that I'm going to break her posture and get her hand on the mat. So in slow motion, I'm going to swim under her arms. I'm going to pull her in with my legs and spread her arms so they hit the mat. And I immediately am going to fall back and catch her wrist. So in real time, it'll look like this. I'm going to come under, push her back, and catch it. I don't want to let her get away from me. I want to keep that wrist there. Now, I'm going to take this leg, not opening it up and putting it on the mat and making it loose, but I'm going to keep the pressure on her ribs. I want to stay attached to her. And then I'm going to put my foot on the hip, and normally her hand's down here. I'm going to put my foot here. I'm going to hip out and move her arm away. Okay, then I'm going to come up. I want to make sure I go to the opposite side. I want her head out of the way. I'm going to use my armpit over her shoulder to keep her back from posturing up. If I just go like this, she's going to posture up and I've lost it. So when I come up, I want to make sure that I'm using my elbow and my shoulder power to keep her pressured down so I can attack the Kimura. From here, I'm going to go under her arm and I'm going to make sure. Now you notice on this hand, I'm using my thumb. That way I can keep her to me and she can't get away. If I did it like this, she would get right out. So I have to hold on to her. But on this one, my thumb is over. I don't want to keep my thumb on the outside. I'll explain that at the end on the physics part of it. But now my foot is here on the ground. I'm going to now pull her back and I'm going to push her head away from me. I want to actually be on the side of her, not in front of her. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to pull her back and I'm going to bring my leg over on top of my waist, keeping this leg up. It's really important. A lot of people do this while they're still in the guard. The danger with that, or trying to drop your leg, is she's going to push it and pass. And now I'm in trouble. So I want to make sure that I don't give her that opportunity. I want to keep my leg up, bring it over, and I want to come to her side as best I can. What also happens is by keeping that leg up, I'm keeping her hip in the air, driving her head down to the mat, which makes it harder for her to fight out and to reach, fight back. So from here, I'm holding her down. I'm going to bring her wrist to her side. And then with this arm here, I'm going to slowly press her shoulder down while driving this arm towards her neck. Very slowly. There's no reason to rush any submission, especially when you got it in really good like that. So one more time. We'll back up just a little bit that way. There we go. So I'm here. I'm going to come up, swim, open her arms wide, push her back, grab her wrist. Step out and push my hip out, getting her hand off the mat, taking her base away, pushing her over and holding her down with my shoulder, with my arm. Now I'm going to come up, grab my own wrist, and I'm going to fall back, pushing her away from me, leading my foot up and connecting my heel and my knees. Now, my heel and my knee isn't always going to connect, but I want it to go in that direction. Then I bring her wrist to her side, and as I push it back, I'm going to push down her shoulder and slowly bring her wrist towards her neck. And that is our Kimura.
Nice.
Okay. So now one of the things we were talking about is the thumb. We talked about thumb over, thumb under. In a lot of moves, the general feeling is when I want to hold her in place, I'm going to grab with my thumb because I need to connect. I need to hold it. She can't get away. But if I'm placing it down, for example, if you put your arm on the mat here, actually, we'll do it that way. Actually, why don't you just lay down and I'll show you here. If you put your arm flat, like if we're holding it for an Americana, okay? If I put it flat, it allows me with the thumb on top to hold it against something. It doesn't move. But if I put my thumb under, it changes the dynamics of my hand. Now I'm lifting her hand off the mat and I'm limiting how far I can press down because my thumb is underneath. And it keeps this from coming flat down. It turns. So this just gives me a better chance of keeping that arm flat when I need to put it flat on the mat. So it's just different ways of holding grip. And so certain times we want to make sure we use the thumb and other times we're going to have the thumb on top. So that is our Kimura from the guard. What'd you think?
I like it.
Was it tight?
It was tight.
Yeah. So it's, you know, if you just take it step by step, and it gives them very little room to get away. So I say in general, when you're attacking, you never give space. You never give space. It's like a food saver bag. You're going to go taking all the space away. But when we need to escape, that's when we need to give space. So if we're not tightening up our spaces, we're allowing them or giving them an opportunity to escape. And we don't want that, right?
Not at all.
All right. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.